Hey guys, it's me, Jack, here back again with a brand new story video. Gonna be talking about this crazy fucking acid trip I got. Very fucking crazy, to say the least. This is definitely something you should not do. I wouldn't recommend going through this myself. It was fucking horrifying, and well, it's not really good to go through horrifying experiences, especially with shit that can like really mess with your head. Like, acid is not a force to be reckoned with, is what I would say. But at the time, it did seem like a really good idea because I did do it prior. I had this free 50 milligram trip, and well, it wasn't like anything like mind boggling, like breakthrough trip or anything like that. It was more or less, I was just seeing like shit move, like patterns in the walls, things rotating, like the walls are breathing in me. Typical I'm on acid type shit. But it starts off, it's a normal sunny day, and I'm hanging out with one of my friends. We'll call him Jonathan for this story. So me and Jonathan were hanging out, pretty bored actually. We were going to do some skating. Well, I was going to do some skating. I had my board. He didn't skate at the time, but he does nowadays. He's not very good, but um, he suggested to me that we go up to this place that was near like hometown, but like it was like a 40-minute drive, maybe like 30 minutes even. Uh, and basically the idea was, hey Jack, let's go up and pick up some acid and trip balls. So that was the idea for the day. We had our money because I got paid that day, and well, we had another friend. We're going to call him Mark for this story. So I invite Mark out and tell him, hey Mark, we're going to go out and do some acid. We're going to pick it up at this place, and this guy's going to serve it to us. Around 90 quid actually for all of us, because he took 800. He did 1,000 because I didn't want to like take my other one, which would have fucked me up. And the other guy just took like 150 of it because, well, this shit terrified him, and I should have listened to him, but I didn't. I was so arrogant at this point, being like, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be tripping balls, seeing visuals and shit. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty good, but no. So we get a lift up to this place. It was actually my mate's granny gave us a lift up here, and we went, got that, came back to the car, and well, pop this acid. When we get back to my house, we all pop it. So we all pop it at the same time, pretty much. And I'm just like, okay, guys, let's go on a walk and see what happens. So we did. It was late at night. We go on a walk, and that's what I would do if like I was on something, or just like in general. I would go on a walk because it's nice to get moving, clears your head a bit. So that's what we did. We were walking, and I remember like 10 minutes into the walk, we get around to this neighborhood, and suddenly you get this like feeling of just fucking discomfort, and it was so bad, and I didn't know what to expect. I was like, okay, what the heck's going on? Am I about to die? Callum, the other guy, looks at me and he's like, fucking, I feel that as well. What should we do? So we just march on back to my house. So we did. We get back to mine, and well, I go into the bathroom because I genuinely started freaking out. I was trying to throw up because I was like, this is going to be intense, this is going to be intense, I need to get this out of me before this hits me. And then Callum was in the other room with the other guy, Jonathan, sitting there basically just watching this show about tripping on Netflix, and they told me to come in and watch it. But the more I heard about tripping, the more I was like, my head's on fire, stuff like that. And I didn't want that to happen, like genuinely. But I remember going upstairs, and this acid just fucking takes over, and it's like, help me, I don't want to be alone, help me, and then you just get sucked away. And I remember like that perfectly, just losing grip of everything in reality and shit like that. Like at that point, I don't know where they went. I'm pretty sure they got kicked out of the house. So I sat there and was in my granny's room, like sitting there just trying to relax, and I couldn't. Like everything was moving, the walls were just, ooh. And what was happening wasn't actually what was happening. Like my entire reality was just gone. I can remember my uncle coming into the room, and he was like shouting and screaming, like, "What's going on? What's going on?" But in my eyes, he was in my room, legit, just doing this over and over again. My granny would just stare at me and wink at me. And I was like, what? And everything would start repeating like it was a TV show. And I remember just walking out my door and being like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck? And like, time, there was no such thing as time. I could control time. It was going back, forth, I could stop, I could go forward, back, up, down, left, right. And like people were freezing like in front of the and then it basically continued off like that for like 12 hours. There was episodes of South Park playing on my TV, and it would just repeat of like Kyle's mom being some evil bitch who was just trying to like fucking control the adverts on my TV, and I had to like do something to stop her. And like I broke out of that thought loop, went into my kitchen, and like in the kitchen, Andrew was boiling a kettle, and I was sitting there, and it was like I was in a fucking rocket ship being shot to Mars. And I remember it being so clear that like I was like being transported out of my body through that rocket ship, and it was going to send me back later on. And I was like, what the and you can't process that. It just doesn't make sense. Like this is not stuff you do. Well, if you have that mindset that everything's going to go wrong or something, like so I remember also going out with him, and like he was standing there smoking cigarettes, and he would turn into like Captain Jack Sparrow or shit like that. The sky was like morphing, and the fucking there was like boats and all, and like it was pretty at the same time because it was just Captain Jack Sparrow and like shit like that. And I had this like weird dream where I was on this boat, and everyone else was setting sail on it, and then everyone on the boat did something terrible, and the boat just sank. That's when I woke up and it was like, what? And then, yeah, that's when like I woke up and then everything was like back to normal again. So that pretty much condemns this story. That's pretty much what would happen on acid if you freak out. So don't be messing with that shit. Take my advice. Just go ahead, do normal shit. Go out and have fun with your friends. Go skating and stuff, Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you when I upload a new video. This one's just gonna be like some weird acid video, I don't know, but see you guys later.